has a Popka by 9, so yeah, it seems like we're very close on that one. Sebring at Clearwater Central Catholic. Sebring is most notably been a very tough rival for Lake Wales in their district the last few years. Clearwater Central Catholic got the win last week, but obviously they are still pretty young. I'll take Sebring by 1 here.
I'm actually going to say I don't have a vote on this one because I'm not too sure about either one of them.
Okay. Venice at Sarasota Riverview. I believe Sarasota Riverview actually got the upset on them last year. But this it's going to be at Riverview. I'll take Venice by 7 here.
This should be a great matchup as well. Both teams are pretty strong. Riverview Sarasota's been pretty strong too, but I'm gonna say Riverview Sarasota leaves home with the win by 10.
All right.
I got one right here. Trenton has a home game against Wildwood. Trenton, they're expected to still be pretty solid despite the 1-2 record, and Wildwood is undefeated currently. I'm gonna say Trenton wins at home by 14.
I'll take Trenton in this one too.
And then I got one left to mention, actually, and this game's actually tonight at 7:30. Dixie County hosts Chiefland, and Dixie County is only 1-1 with Chiefland 0-1. I think it'll be a pretty close game, and Dixie County's solid too. Chiefland is solid as well. I'm actually going to go with Chiefland by 7.
Yeah, I'll take that one too.
I mean, I think it'll be a close game. They're both pretty good, they're both pretty good football teams out there. So anything goes between those two.
Here's another good one out of Central Florida. Edgewater at Winter Park. I believe this is like a rivalry game in that area, if I remember correctly. But I'll take Edgewater by a touchdown here.
Yeah, those two are both powerhouses as well. They're both pretty good teams. I'm actually going to go with Winter Park by 10.
Okay. Chaminade at Bishop Verrod. I mentioned them a little bit earlier. I could see an upset here, but I'm going to play it safe right now. I'll take Chaminade by 4 at Bishop Verrod.
You saw just like me, because when I saw that game pop up on my feed, I was like, Bishop Verrod could pull up an upset with them. But I got Chaminade by 10.
And then we have a pretty big out-of-state game. IMG Academy going up to Ravenwood, Tennessee, which is over in the Brentwood area. I've seen the potential blowouts being mentioned with this one. In fact, let me check real quick and see what... Pinkos has IMG by 35 here. I think it'll be a little bit closer. I'm going to take IMG here by 21.
I'm actually going to say IMG by 21 as well. That should be a good game, but IMG is pretty strong, especially when they go out of state.
This will be interesting, too, because you rarely see the 6A publics from Tennessee playing these type of games. So, definitely kudos to Ravenwood for actually having the guts to step up and take this game. I'm still waiting to see when a team like Maryville is going to actually pull off the same thing, because they've had because Maryville's had opportunities to play Florida teams before and turned it down.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. If you want your schedule to look good, especially making playoffs, you got to play some tougher teams as well. It's just something you got to do.
So, anything else of note?
I don't think I have any more listed from what I remember. I think that might be it.
I will also take this minute to say from 792 Sports Podcast, our thoughts and prayers go out to the families of Road Warrior Animal and Gail Sayers, both of whom passed away yesterday. Both of them Hall of Famers in their respective sports. Like, I don't know. Obviously, with Gail Sayers being one of the best running backs to ever come from the Chicago Bears, and obviously that's a franchise of over 100 years of history. I believe they most Hall of Famers of any team outside maybe Green Bay. So definitely for him to be one of the best players to come through Chicago, definitely impressive. And I'm not sure how much wrestling you watch, but Road Warrior Animal was half of the Legion of Doom, also known as the Road Warriors.
Yes.
One of the best tag teams of all time. Wrestled in NWA, WCW, and WWE for what was like 20 years or something. Like, they dominated.
Yeah, I was actually shocked to see both of those deaths yesterday. It was definitely a sad day in the sports world for sure. But I was definitely more familiar with the Road Warriors, and Gale was also a very fantastic player to play for the Chicago Bears. That dude was a beast in his time.
I believe he actually he's one of the few. I think one of only like 2 players to have made the Hall of Fame with playing 5 or less seasons. Because he only played 5 seasons, mainly because of his injury that he had like his 3rd season. Even though he came back, he was obviously not the same player after that.
Right. Do we have any? I don't think we have any more news to mention or anything else like that. I think that's pretty much it on our list.
You mentioned that you were thinking about checking out Mandarin versus Lee.
Yes, I'm actually planning on going to that game. I'll definitely, like normal, what I do if I go to games, I'll just be straight covering that game, and then I'll just check scores and stuff like that and report the finals off of Florida high school football's websites. But I think next Friday is I'll actually be staying home reporting scores and stuff, because which I couldn't do anything really at all last week because I was out of town. So I was just reporting final scores, so I wasn't doing anything. So, but I plan to check out Lee playing Mandarin next Friday, or this Friday. It should be, like we were talking about earlier, it should be a very close game. I think it'll be a very interesting one, and I'll make sure to do my best to cover the game.
Yeah, I'll be staying home, but I'll definitely be trying to keep an eye on the Columbia Trinity Christian game. I do plan to try to go to the Columbia Gainesville game next week, so hopefully hopefully we can get out of Trinity with a win and come home for senior night and a rivalry game.
Yeah, that game will be a big one for sure. That's a big rivalry right there, and I know you've said it to me before about how big Gainesville and Columbia is.
Yeah, rivalry with basically the school's basically over 100 years of history there.
That rivalry's been around that long, really?
Well, yeah, Columbia's first recorded game was against Gainesville back in 1911.
Dang, I had no idea Columbia was open that long, to be honest.
They've been open a lot longer. That's just the first year of football.
I knew Gainesville was open for so many years, but Columbia, I had no idea.
Yeah, I think.
1888 was when Columbia was founded. Wow.
And I think Gainesville was like probably early 1900s, like probably the single digits of that. I don't know. I'm actually going to check that real quick. Because
I know some of these historic rivalries. I mean, I think the oldest one was just reached 100 years ago. I think a few years ago. Not the St. Augustine Palatka one, but I think Hardy in DeSoto County is the oldest one in the whole state. Yeah,
I believe. Yeah, it is. I think Pensacola High School is the oldest high school that's playing football. I think they were playing. I think in 1908 was their first season, or 1907. But they haven't really had a long-term rival. At least not going down that far back.
And I know Leon High School is the oldest in the state of Florida. But I don't know. Yeah, they were playing that one too, because Leon opened in 1831.
Wow.
Which is insane.
Gainesville, they opened in 1905.
Yeah, so they're both at least 100 years old. Yeah, I was trying to do some research on that. I don't know when Leon's first football season was, because you said Pensacola's was, 1908?
I believe so. I'll have to check that Like it was on the. I saw it from one of the posters over on the Florida High School football board that it was posting about like the first seasons for major programs. So I seem to remember Pensacola being one of the first ones to play football. Manatee's another one that's been around a while. I think they started like 1910 or 1911.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to look on the articles myself and see. Oh, 1916 was Leon's first year of playing football.
So they, the school's the oldest, but a lot of teams beat them to the punch on football.
I guess so.
But of course, that would have been definitely the oldest one in Tallahassee. Because I don't think Lincoln opened for a while. Like Lincoln, I don't even remember when they opened. I know Childs was like 2000, 2001 or something. But
well, yeah, Leon and Lincoln, I think, were both the oldest in the whole area. But it'd be cool to see if some like historic schools or whatever play against each other in a season or two. You know, just for the sake.
Apparently, Lincoln opened in 1876, but I don't know when they started playing football. I didn't realize they were that old.
Dang, yeah. But anyways, that's all I got for today's show. Yeah, it was cool checking out some football history while we were at it. Like I said, hopefully we see some more legendary like school matchups too, like maybe a Pensacola versus Leon game one day.
They might have played at some point, but it would certainly be nice to see them play a little bit more recent.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, and that's all, folks, for today with our 28th episode. Be sure to tune in when we can get another show out.
Yep.